So I have to give a pre-context here. So that wasn't a prepared talk. So there was another talk that got cancelled. So again, this will not be a full talk or presentation, but it will just be sharing work in progress. And it's probably also mainly interesting for those who are quite familiar with circles, because it builds on top. And I will, for this, assume you are familiar with circles. So again, it will not be a full presentation, just like showing work that is in progress. But maybe just to give again some context. Okay, so there's others. Yeah. 1 second. So yeah, in circles, again, we have this concept that everyone individually has their own tokens, and similar to the time tokens in the last concept, those tokens also disappear. I think in circles they disappear at a much slower rate than proposed for this talk. So kind of in circles we're talking about something like 7% a year, which still means they can have some store of value functionality. However, just the fact that there are so many of those tokens, or kind of those individual tokens. So again, this is my my circles account, and if I look here into banking and into assets, I see kind of the different assets I hold, and kind of some of them are Euro XDAI, but here are actually the circles. So kind of I have 5,943 circles, but I can click on it and kind of see that I actually hold those individual circles from individuals. Many of them are in the room actually right now. So that makes it hard, makes it hard for those tokens to have market price. Because again, a market would need to form around each of those individual tokens. So one way to think about group currencies is to say it's just a tool to make it easier to trade circles. But another way, probably a more profound way to look at it, is that in the core system of circles, the value of an individual circle really kind of, in a way, is tied to the individual only, and maybe in addition to its trust connections, so maybe the kind of 20, 30 people it is connected to, but maybe for UBI that's not enough. But instead, for UBI to function, it can not only come out of my direct kind of trust connections or connections, but it need to come out of a larger group that I'm part of. And I mean, I think in general, it's pretty intuitive. If you are the only person on an island, it's pretty clear you cannot receive a UBI, because, I mean, from whom? So, or even if you would receive money, it wouldn't matter, because there's no one. I mean, you will still need to fight for your survivorship just on your own. So again, that was just the motivation, and again, it's limited what I can show you, but want to do it anyhow. So this is this is the view of the individual circles, and here again, this is all experimental, but I can check here kind of this group currency applications. Yeah, and And the very simple simple concept is that anyone can create a new group, can give it a name. All those things doesn't matter, but the most important thing is that then the group can define who's a member of this group, and the members of this group, they can use their own personal circle and kind of convert their personal circle into this group currency. So again, if there's a group, and here we have already experimented with one that has 13 members, then if you are a member of the group, you can use your personal circles, and they are kind of put in a contract, or they are kind of put in a we call treasury, and you mint the same number of group currencies. Now, kind of, it can be up to the group to make sure that this group currency, has value. And the few examples of how that could work is DAOs. DAOs could say, well, there are some people that work for us and get paid directly, okay, but there is a larger community that maybe doesn't get paid directly, but still we want to give them some value for their contributions in their community. So kind of we make those individual circles members of this group, and now the group, the DAO, or kind of DAO can be, of course, any other entity as well. This entity can use some of its resources, or in the simplest term, simply money or harder money, to back the group currency. Yeah, so it took a while, but it did work. So again, it's not nothing too much to see, but okay. I think I'm locked in with the wrong account, but this is how the minting could work. I think that's already it for the group currencies. Again, just work in progress of something that hopefully comes next to circles. Cool.
Guys, we'll go into a very short break and come back for the last panel. Please come back. There's 4 or 5 very illustrious panelists here, so very quickly we'll be back. 5 minutes?
I mean, I think if there are questions, I think that's certainly possible. I mean, I don't think, but if there are.
Let there be questions. And then there were questions.
It's probably fairly obvious, but the point of the circles, the group circles, is that flows to individuals within that circles, and are those tokens then differentiated in the individual wallet, or are they only available on the sort of group circles?
Once again,
so let's say a group gets an amount of circles. Those circles then.
So in circles, kind of. Initially, all the money creation is only done at a personal level. So in that sense, a group never receives circles. So kind of individuals mint or create their own circles, and then this group layer is again just a way for, let's say, just all in this room form a group. Then as long as no one has used their individual circles, there are no group currencies. Only at the moment where the first person out of this group puts in, let's say, 10 of their individual circles, then kind of 10 group currencies or group tokens are minted. So I mean, one way to look at group currencies is kind of to say it's a kind of debt union, or so with individual circles you can see them as individual debt, and yeah, group currency would then kind of just be a basket of debt of those who belong to the group. And then, of course, the group has has an incentive or an interest to keep trust in that group currency. And of course, therefore, it's relevant for the group to decide who can join. So if it lets people join too loosely, including even kind of letting Sibyls or kind of fake accounts join, then of course the trust in that group would evaporate. But if, on the other hand, the group is maybe kind of selective with who gets in, but also maybe even offers some resources that the group produces, then those group currencies should have a market value. And then again, as soon as you are a member of such a group currency, then the value of your individual circles should always be at least as valuable as the group currency, because you have the option to kind of convert into it. And you can very well be a member of 4 or 5 different groups. And I think where the idea of basic income here comes in is that, like, traditionally, if you would kind of receive or kind of be like let's say you work for 4 or 5 different entities, then you would maybe get money from each. Here they all just provide kind of the stability net. So if you are in 5 groups, you don't get kind of 5 times. You get you can just convert your circles to the most valuable group. I mean, you can only convert them to one of them, so you would probably choose the most valuable one in a way. So it's kind of 5 safety nets above each other, and if the highest one kind of breaks, you still have the other 4.
Thank you, Martin. Maybe could you explain who can issue the group currency? What are the different ways? Yeah. Here we have also
different configurations. So one is there could be the most centralized one that only the group or kind of whoever represents the group, and again that can be a wide range of, well, it could just be one person, it could be there could be some process of the group could of course be representing a cooperative, and that could have been internal structure. It could of course be smart contracts, could be DAOs. So it could be just the group. That's option 1. It could be, so then there are certainly additional controls possible that the group says, okay, we only have so and so much resources, so we only issue so and so much group currency. So if this group currency aims for the highest degree of stability, it should probably go with this route to kind of control the supply in a way. The second most open strategy would be to say all the members of the group can mint. That already means that you are the supply of, you can no longer cap the supply of this group currency, because the members will continuously kind of issue or get their own circles. So also the group currency, or kind of the potential for the group currency to be created, will continuously increase. But it still offers quite some level of, there's this trust or control, because again, it's the members and they are kind of selected people. The third most open option would be anyone can do it who has a pass to the members. So even if you're not a member, but through the Web of Trust graph, you can kind of convert you're outside, so you convert your personal tokens over potentially many hops into circles that are part of the group. You could also, or that would be the most open option. And kind of the consequence of that would also be, if there is a group where the currency is tradable, and and it uses this open format, then anyone within the whole network, and potentially anyone in the whole network is, or that's at least the assumption, kind of the small world assumption, that anyone in the network is connected to this group. If anyone's personal circles are less valuable than that group, those will kind of immediately flow there, because, well, then essentially you can convert your personal less valuable circles into that. What will I mean? The consequence will be that either then this group value will kind of decrease in value, and your your circles will increase, and eventually they will balance out. That's option one. Or option two is the group currency could, like, if there's sufficient funding or sufficient resources, it will stay at this high value. Then either it will lift kind of all the value of the circles around it to the same level, or at some point, kind of all the money or kind of all the circles from the group member are already kind of sucked into the group currency, and at this point, it will no longer, there will be no longer liquidity, or there will be no longer a connection from people outside of the group to the group money, because again, you need to exchange your outside circles into group member circles, and those are already all held in the group. Or kind of more intuitive, if you are very closely connected to the group, you will probably benefit from it. If you are far away, then probably somewhere on the route, kind of the liquidity or the connection will dry out. Okay.